Welcome back to Mark's 60 Plus Fitness Journey. Today I want to talk about a couple things. The first being my squat deadlift session today. And in particular, I wanted to do some heavy single deadlifts today, which I did with the goal of reaching a new mark, over 60 deadlift PR, which I did, and I'll show you that. And I'm deloading my squats. And I mentioned deloading in my previous video, which I will link up here in the corner. And by deload, what I mean is I'm going to lower the weight, my working weight, down to a lower weight. And it's all part of my linear progression strength training approach, meaning in my case, what I do is 3 sets of 5 reps. And once I can do 3 sets of 5 reps at a given weight, I'll move up 5 or 10 pounds. And I'm kind of stuck now at my squats at 325. Plus, as I've beaten to death in many of my videos, if you've been watching about my squats, I want my depth a little lower. I want hip joint parallel with knee, no lower, no ass to grass, hip joint parallel to knee. And so today, after my deadlifts, I deloaded my weight down to 225. So it was light enough to practice this depth, yet heavy enough to offer a little bit of work. So what I did was 3 sets of 8 at that weight, focusing on that movement, the mobility, me practicing and ensuring that I can indeed do that. I got there today. I feel good about it, and I'll show you those. And then we will catch back up after that and discuss one other point which is relevant. So let me show you what I did, and then we'll catch back up in a minute, wrap it all up. Let's go do it. Deadlifts. So today, as I said, the goal was some heavy singles, heavy for me anyway, and to establish a new over 60 deadlift PR for me. So this is my first single at 345 after a whole bunch of warm-ups. Didn't anticipate any problem with this. Went pretty good. More of a warm-up for my next single. So after a few minutes of rest, I had moved the weight up to 365, and I anticipated this being a little bit of work, and it was, but it was doable, and this was temporarily my over 60 deadlift PR. This felt pretty good, except for my right hand grip. It was a little loose. So I moved the weight up to 375, and you'll notice that I have paper towels in my hands here. That really does help my grip. It works really well, by the way. It's unfortunate I filmed this from this angle, though, because you can't see the weights outside the 45-pound plates, but this is indeed 375 and is my new over 60 deadlift PR. So that is now established, and we're moving on towards 400 now. So after that, I moved on to some deload squat work. I deloaded from what was my working weight of 325 for 3 sets of 5 reps down to 225 here. And my goal today was to do 3 sets of 7 at 225, which was light enough for me to focus on my form and my depth safely and confidently. So I got my hip right there, parallel to my knee. That's what I was focusing on. I want to get used to that. And I want to establish a weight where I can do that, which is this weight right here. So I did this 3 sets of 7. Actually, this set was 8 reps for some reason. But so I did that. So my new linear progression squat weight is going to be 235, my next squat session. And from that point, I'm going to be moving up with that depth right there. And I feel pretty good about that. Well, there you have it. A new deadlift PR for me, an over 60 deadlift PR. Happy with that, 375. And in an earlier video, I mentioned I was pursuing 500 pounds. I think that's ridiculous. Let's say I'm pursuing 400 pounds. I think that's more realistic. So my new deadlift PR goal is 400 pounds. Feeling good about my deadlifts, really am. And I showed you my deload squat practice session today, where I started at 225, and then I'm going to incrementally move up using my linear progression approach, and I'll keep you abreast of that as we go along. Now, the other point I want to make is, if you've been watching my channel, that I retired on April 1st of this year, and I have been invited back to that job as a contractor. And I resisted this. I had several calls about this, and I resisted. And early last week, I was presented with an offer that would not be sensible for me to pass up. So I took it. So I'm going to be I started yesterday, May 17th. And I promised a year, that I would work for a year. And we'll see how that goes. But I have been busy, and you may have noticed I haven't been uploading my videos quite as often as I normally would. There's a lot of things going on, that being one of them, and a couple other things, but nothing terrible. So my new goal is to try to get 3 videos out a week, and so just want to ask you to be patient with me as far as that goes. I still want to get as much done as I can. I still want to show you guys what I'm doing. I still want to present what this old guy is doing on his fitness journey. I want this to be as transparent and realistic in real life as I possibly can. As you know, I've said this many times, the reason I started this channel is because I get questions directed at me about what I do for my fitness. What do I do? What do I eat? How do I work out? And I present those to you. And in the interest of the transparency, for example, that whole TRT video, and by and large that went really well. There's a little pushback from a couple people, and I fully understand it. I really do. I don't have any problem with that. I just want you guys to know what I'm doing. I don't want there to be anything that you don't know that I'm doing. That the whole fitness world out there's a circus, and I can't even really describe it other than frustrating. By and large, it's all based on selling you something. Now, obviously, it doesn't cost you anything to watch this video, but it does cost your time. And I feel like that what we don't see out there in the fitness world is what one does, an example of what a person does on a day-to-day basis, and in particular older people. That's what I want to present here. I don't want to present a simulated workout that I don't even do to try to pass that on to you. Certainly I'll do some workouts as examples, but I want you to know what I do. And so that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. And having said all that ramble, I do want to say that I so appreciate you guys being here. I so appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos, take the time to comment, pass along ideas, suggestions, participate. Just be a member of this group, and it is so cool. I really do. I'm overwhelmed by it a little bit, and we are growing. It's slow but sure, and I don't even know if growth is really all that important, but it's kind of cool to see the numbers go up, really. So with that, that's my check-in for today, for May 18th of 2021. New Deadlift PR, squat deload, life/job update for me, and a quick thank you to you guys. And before I sign off here, please hit that like button for me. That helps a ton. And if you haven't already, consider clicking the subscribe button. Come join our little group here. This is a fantastic group. You'll see. And keep coming back. Tell your friends. And until next time, go get them. Mark out.